in the book, The Inner Voice, you say, fostering the creativity in children feeds the soul. How?
Well, first of all, it was so important to me. I was a very shy child. Nobody believes it now, but it's true. Teachers were actually concerned at how withdrawn I was. I was a bookworm, and so this whole piece of me that was able to imagine through books and dream has become incredibly important to me in life. It's what fosters creativity, which is the basis for success in all things, really, is problem solving. And I enjoy working with young singers and using the experience that I've had to work on everything from how to sing to what's mic technique, what's how to build a career, and now of course they have to market themselves and work in a digital world that is extremely challenging. Everything you do is on the internet the next day, and
there's no hiding.
There's no hiding, and you also want to be able to distinguish yourself in that world. So it's enormously challenging. So I'm thrilled to be able to help. As people helped me, my whole book is centered on mentorship, is on the people who mentored me, because that was the single most important aspect to my education.
So when you do the masterclasses, which you so enjoy giving, do you find even now that just working with a young singer, you learn more about yourself?
Oh, I think everybody who teaches learns. There's no question. You know, it reminds you of, first of all, of the foundation of what we do. So it's always good to be reminded, oh, that's right, I am supposed to take a breath. Oh, right, I forgot about that. And it's very helpful in that respect. And it's also, our world, our careers force us to be very self-involved, over decades, which some people really take to heart. And that's where the word diva comes from. And to be able to...
But it's misrepresented these days.
Oh, yes.
Diva was never a bad thing.
It was never, yes. It was never a brand of toilet paper either. So it's definitely has a broader meaning now. I prefer the one that refers to the goddess.
Yes.
So, but giving to back in that respect of sharing and nurturing is it's an easy, wonderful thing for me. I enjoy doing it. And younger children, high school children in particular, the way they find themselves is so often through either experiencing art, which is such a gift, feeding the soul, or expressing themselves and figuring out who they are. I wrote music when I was in high school, and junior high through high school, and it was the only way, being shy, that I could easily communicate my feelings.
But often they hit the nail on the head to young children. They'll suddenly say something that we've never thought of, and it gets right to the point.
Yes, absolutely. The thinking
and they don't
is
realize
so
what they're saying
No,
sometimes.
I know, yes. And we're grateful. Right?
Yes. Here in Chicago, you've become passionately involved with the Chicago Public Schools Arts Education Plan and the restoration of arts education back into the core curriculum. Indeed, on Tuesday of this week, you attended an event here in Chicago with Mayor Rahm Emanuel to celebrate the second anniversary of the plan's launch. Why is the return of arts education and the arts into the core curriculum so important?
Well, I think there are two reasons. It's now been proven in studies that all of the arts really help children excel in the core subjects, which is, ultimately we want well-rounded individuals who are making a contribution to society based on their education. And so it was thought that the arts were kind of extraneous. And now it's really understood that they're not, that it's actually an important part of what helps people. Now, my mind is such that when I was a child, all I remember in core subjects are what I learned through literature or art. I mean, that's what spoke to me. That's how I really understood information. So that's one piece of it. And I also think, frankly, that it keeps children in school. You know, that's the other piece of it, is that if you have a reason to go to school because your friends are depending on you to be there for chorus rehearsal or for dance or because you have an art show that day, hopefully your parents are coming too, but if they're not, you have that peer involvement and that also that joy and that passion for something you love.
I mean, I remember when I was at school, I mean, I didn't go to a specialist music school, but the school I went to had 3 orchestras and choirs, and I played 3 or 4 instruments before I went on to music school. As I'm sure you did, why did suddenly the arts get dropped, do you think? Why did it suddenly become unimportant?
You know, it's funny, it's happened in my generation, really, because I had phenomenal music programs when I was a child in public schools.
Me too, absolutely.
Really phenomenal. And I don't, I mean, I think along with everything else, it usually comes down to money, to funding. And you know, sports, all of the, you know, language, arts, all of the things that seem to be able to be cut were cut. But, you know, this holistic view of education, fortunately, is coming back and is becoming more important. I mean, would that we lived in a society that paid and valued teachers above all else. I mean, if you, when I pick up a newspaper and I see some of the horrors that are occurring in the world, I mean, to me, education is the answer. It's people having more understanding, having more a sense of history. And the arts give us also that Greek that Greek chorus of saying, you know, we went down this road 1,000 years ago. It didn't go very well. So the more we can kind of connect to that, the healthier we'd be as a world.
And the terrifying thing is we don't want to find out that arts really are an integral part of society when they no longer exist. It's too late then.
Right, right. Well, God.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't, when that's happened too, when the arts have been suppressed too, there are dire consequences. You know, it's the expression of freedom, really, that's so important, that gives you the ability to say what you need to say as an individual and as a society.